I am the first generation on my mother's side in over 100 years to be raised by their parents. I grew up in a community where I was a token minority, where everyone knew me as the native kid, but no one could tell me what that meant. Schools failed to include Native people in their history lessons, and I was publicly shamed in school for not knowing my own history. They wanted me to share what it meant to be Native, but I didn't even know what it meant for me to be Native. As a young adult, I sought out the clues and pieces of this identity anywhere I could find it. My spirit was so hungry to know where it belonged, to know what it meant to be indigenous to a particular place. I searched for our narratives in the voice of Native authors and found pieces of myself in their words. I learned our plants and recipes, and they tasted like home. I asked the questions that our community had been taught not to speak of, and in there I filled the gaps of family history. And I found a story all too common in Native families and communities. Removed again and again from our ancestral homelands, we were stripped of our stories, medicines, ceremonies, and pieces of identity embedded in those places. Removing us from those lands meant displacing not only our bodies, but our spirits as well. And the eras of forced relocation and boarding schools left a clear legacy in our disjointed, scattered family. Through those hard-earned truths, I was getting a sense of who I am and where I came from. Working in the community garden now is where I'm learning to braid all of these pieces of my identity together, remembering what it means to be a person of a particular place. As a new full moon rises, it signals a time to begin harvesting the foods coming into season. That when the ice begins to melt, maple syrup is running. That heartberries are the first fruit to flower. Which parts of the raspberry are women's medicine. And saving our heirloom seeds because they hold the collective stories of generations. Growing and eating these foods reconnects me to the rhythms of the natural world and the unique qualities of this particular place and time. Each day I'm cultivating a deeper, more intimate relationship to the place I inhabit, becoming more aware of our interdependent relationship. If we take care of the land, it will take care of us in return. We as Indigenous people have a special role and responsibility to preserve this place, our plants, medicines, and foods for future generations. It is there, hands in the dirt and sunlight on my face, that I know I am where I belong. Taking care of my community, the land, and our foods, nourishing our bodies and our spirits.